Now on 12, the latest on the investigation into the Orlando nightclub shooting, breaking down the details of everything we know. Plus, a massive brush rages out of control near Plum Beach. You're watching News 12 Brooklyn.
Today, as Americans, we grieve the brutal murder, a horrific massacre of dozens of innocent people. We pray for their families who are grasping for answers with broken hearts. We stand with the people of Orlando who have endured a terrible attack on their city.
The White House flag being lowered to half-staff today after the deadliest mass shooting in our country's history. At least 50 dead, more than 50 others injured and hospitalized. This all happening after a gunman opened fire inside a nightclub in Orlando, Florida. The chaos erupted early Sunday morning when the gunman arrived at Pulse, a popular gay nightclub, armed with an assault rifle and handgun. He then opened fire on the more than 300 patrons inside. Around 2 in the morning, that gunman exchanged gunfire with an officer working at the club, then went back inside and took hostages. At 5 a.m., police sent in a SWAT team to rescue those hostages. The gunman was then killed in a shootout with those SWAT officers. The gunman is now being identified as 29-year-old Omar Mateen, who was actually born in New York but was living in Florida. Officials say about 20 minutes into his shooting rampage at Pulse, Mateen called 911 and pledged his allegiance to ISIS and mentioned the Boston bombers. Law enforcement officials say the FBI suspected Mateen of being an ISIS sympathizer and have been aware of him since 2013. Now in 2014, authorities discovered he had ties to an American suicide bomber, but they were minimal and he wasn't deemed a threat at the time. Law enforcement now calling the attack a, quote, domestic terror incident and are looking into whether there are international ties.
The Islamic State's news agency has just issued a statement that says that they are responsible. That has not been confirmed. It's coming over the wires right now. We will find out more and more as the FBI gives you their analysis.
You're looking at the scene as victims rushed out of that nightclub. Mateen's father says his son got angry when he saw 2 men kissing in Miami a few months ago and believes that incident could have motivated the attack.
This is an especially heartbreaking day for all of our friends, our fellow Americans who are lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender. The shooter targeted a nightclub where people came together to be with friends, to dance and to sing and to live. The place where they were attacked is more than a nightclub. It is a place of solidarity and empowerment where people have come together to raise awareness, to speak their minds, and to advocate for their civil rights. So this is a sobering reminder that attacks on any American, regardless of race, ethnicity, religion, or sexual orientation, is an attack on all of us.
Meanwhile, over in Los Angeles, a heavily armed man from Indiana was actually on his way to that city's Pride Festival to harm the event. He was arrested in Santa Monica. Authorities are now identifying him as 20-year-old James Wesley Howell. Police say they found multiple weapons, including at least 1 assault rifle, lots of ammunition, and ingredients to make a pipe bomb inside his car. And down in Washington, D.C., a moment of silence during a gay pride event to honor and remember the victims of the Orlando attack. Switching gears now, we're going to take a look outside and turn to our weather forecast with Bill Corbell.
Meteorologist Bill Corbell with you, checking the weather across Brooklyn and New York City, and what a day it was. Warm and kind of humid to start with, and the winds kicked in. It stayed warm all day, but the humidity dropped. And these were late afternoon temperatures, low 80s and upper 70s, not at all bad. Now, we do have a bit of a change coming up, not much though. I think it's going to turn a little cooler. We can see our close-up satellite radar view showing nothing whatsoever. There are some clouds not far north of here, and a few scattered ones may drift in this evening and early tonight, but any rain showers will stay far, far away. And you can see on Futurecast, as we roll through tonight and into mid-morning tomorrow, mainly clear skies across the area, so that looks good. Again, it will turn cooler. We'll be dropping down to the upper 50s to around 60 tonight. Still a bit of a breeze, but again, this is dry air, very refreshing. You can leave the air conditioners off and open the windows, get some fresh air in there. As we look ahead next 7 days, great weather. Temperatures upper 70s to around 80 right through next weekend. Very little chance of any rain ahead. Each day should have lots of sunshine. Enjoy what could be one of the best weeks we've had in a long time.
Bill, thanks so much. Around the state now, Governor Cuomo announcing an agreement to improve access and coverage for breast cancer screening. The agreement plans on expanding screening hours at hospitals and clinics, remove insurance barriers, and offer paid leave for screenings to all public employees. Now, this is the latest step in the governor's series of breast cancer initiatives he outlined for this year, and now it makes New York State the most aggressive in the country to improve access to screenings for breast cancer. This is News 12 Brooklyn. Still ahead, we'll take a look at what New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio says about the tragedy in Orlando. Stick with us. We will be right back.
I wish she was still here because every time she came up, she would bring us toys, and for Easter, she would put the Easter eggs out, put money in them. I got involved in pancreatic cancer so other kids don't have to lose a relative. We walked for her to find a cure to raise money. Every time we walk, they do a different location. It's like a trail. We walk and then there's like this big festival there, and there's music, and you can get t-shirts, and they're like you take a photo with all your friends and family who's walking with your group. Well, I have a good feeling to do it because at the end of the walk there's lots of fun and games and all that. I would tell other kids to like have a bake sale to raise money, or ask their school to help them with something. You should do it so you can raise money. The money goes to try to help find a cure. We lost someone we love to pancreatic cancer.
Pancreatic cancer is why we walk.
Why we had a bake sale.
Why we organized a school fundraiser.
Pancreatic cancer is why the Lustgarten Foundation is funding research to find a cure.
And Cablevision's support ensures that 100% of every donation to the foundation goes directly to research.
CurePC.org is the way to join the Lustgarten Foundation and Cablevision. Fight pancreatic cancer. Visit CurePC.org.
The News 12 app for your Droid. All your local news, weather, and traffic, plus live streaming of News 12. Download it today. It's free from Google Play. News 12, as local news gets.
Welcome back. That deadly shooting in Orlando leaving many across the nation in shock. Here in New York, Mayor Bill de Blasio ordering all flags on city buildings to be flown at half staff. In addition, City Hall will be lit in rainbow colors to represent LGBT pride at sunset. The mayor says New York represents a beacon of understanding.
Our values of tolerance and freedom, and belief and respect for all faiths. This is something that we hold particularly dear here in New York City, and it's under attack all over the world, but we will always be a beacon of inclusion and tolerance and understanding.
Also in New York, crowds are gathering at the Stonewall Inn, a historic gay bar in Manhattan, in honor of the tragedy in Orlando. The bar, located in Greenwich Village, became a national symbol of gay rights in 1969 after a police raid led to violent street riots. Now, this brings us to our question of the day. Do you think enough is being done to control gun violence? Let us know what you think on news12.com or channel 612 on Optimum TV. Well, it's been more than a month, no call, no text, no anything, as a young woman from our borough remains missing, leaving her loved ones worried sick. 22-year-old Chelsea Cobo was last seen by her mother, Rose, on May 6th. Her mother has been posting flyers, hired a private investigator, and also contacted local leaders. She says she can't believe Chelsea would have left her child behind, an 11-month-old boy.
But there is no way under the sun my daughter would not return for her son. It's impossible. She is obsessed with him.
A $10,000 reward is being offered for Chelsea Cobo's safe return. So anyone with information about Chelsea that can help bring her home is asked to call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-577-TIPS. Spanish speakers can call 1-888-58-14-14. 57 Pista. Meanwhile, Mexican drug lord and escape artist Joaquin El Chapo Guzman could be headed right here to Brooklyn. The Eastern District of New York has long been rumored to be the place where Guzman will be tried for drug conspiracy, among other crimes the U.S. government has charged him with. No word on when the trial will start. Guzman has been vigorously fighting extradition. And a large brush fire at the Garretson Inlet is causing major traffic delays in South Brooklyn this evening. News 12 Brooklyn's Dexter Henry is at the scene with the latest details.
The large amount of smoke and flames behind me is a result of a fire here at the Garretson Inlet. With high wind conditions, the fire has continued to spread. Firefighters say the call for the fire at Belt Parkway and Flatbush Avenue came in shortly after 12 p.m. The fire department immediately arrived at the scene. Chopper 12 captured overhead views of the fire, reaching at least 7 alarms. It spread through a large area of brush on the Plum Beach shoreline, and the FDNY battled the fire in the brushes and from fireboats along the shoreline. There are no injuries, and officials currently do not know what caused the fire. Brooklynites traveling along the Belt Parkway were shocked at the size of the fire.
I could just see the smoke from a ways back, but coming up over this hill back here, you could see the flames, and they're about 30 feet high. I've never seen anything quite like this over here. Hope they get it under control.
A member of the fire department told me that due to high winds today, it has been difficult to stop the fire from spreading. However, they are doing everything that they can to put the fire out. Reporting from Garretson Inlet, Dexter Henry, News 12, Brooklyn.
Dexter, thank you. And more ways the high winds are affecting our borough. A massive tree falls on a house in Sheepshead Bay. The limbs also causing damage to a parked car. It's just one of several reports of downed trees in the area. Luckily, no one was injured. Time now for a look at our weather on the 2s with a look at the 7-day forecast. The sunshine continues for, well, pretty much the entirety of the week. A little bit of a cool down as we head into Monday, a high of just 76 degrees, but we're back in the 80s by Tuesday, and that sun remains shining through Wednesday. Thursday, a few more clouds in the forecast, but they start to clear out on Friday. And look at that, next weekend, picture perfect, sunny both days, high of 82 on both days. Stick with us, we'll be right back.
I wish she was still here because every time she came up, she would bring us toys, and for Easter, she would put the Easter eggs out, put money in them. I got involved in pancreatic cancer so other kids don't have to lose a relative. We walked for her to find a cure to raise money. Every time we walk, they do a different location. It's like a trail. We walk, and then there's like this big festival there, and there's music, and you can get t-shirts, and they're like you take a photo with all your friends and family who's walking with your group. Well, I have a good feeling to do it because at the end of the walk there's lots of fun and games and all that. I would tell other kids to like have a bake sale to raise money, or ask their school to help them with something. You should do it so you can raise money. The money goes to try to help find a cure. We lost someone we love to pancreatic cancer.
Pancreatic cancer is why we walk,
Why we had a bake sale.
why we organized a school fundraiser.
Pancreatic cancer is why the Lustgarten Foundation is funding research to find a cure.
And Cablevision support ensures that 100% of every donation to the foundation goes directly to research.
CurePC.org is the way to join the Lustgarten Foundation and Cablevision. Fight pancreatic cancer. Visit CurePC.org.
The News 12 app for your Droid. All your local news, weather, and traffic, plus live streaming of News 12. Download it today. It's free from Google Play. News 12, as local news gets.
Brooklynites are calling to an end of the violence and looking forward to a safe summer. And one group in our borough gets to put together a Disney production of their own. JT Fetch has those stories and more in this week's Neighborhood Brief.
Hi there, hope you're having a great week. And a foundation called Share for Life is hosting a fair at the Boulevard Houses with the goal of putting an end to violence among kids in the area. Organizers say this is the first ever event at the Boulevard Houses that pairs violence prevention with health advocacy. The goal here is to bring awareness, especially among young people, to overall wellness. Sentiment here being put down the guns and instead take care of your mind and your body. Community organizers say that includes exercising and putting an emphasis on education.
This program is very important to us in East New York to stop the violence and to put down your guns, because we need to let our people know that there is hope.
There are a lot of programs to help reintegrate people coming out of prison. But what about the families left behind? Many struggle with shame, guilt, financial difficulties, and it can be a big adjustment when their loved ones come back often dramatically changed. Baptist Church of Crown Heights are partnering to launch a new program to help those families. The church will hold meetings where families can come and share their experiences and find support. It's every kid's dream to be a Disney prince or princess, and this lucky group of Bed-Stuy Elementary School students is making that dream come true. Through Disney musicals in schools, the company works to develop theater programs in under-resourced schools. They provide free material and mentoring for the staff on how to put on winning productions. The kids enjoyed playing, acting, and singing, and the school principal says it helps build the students' confidence. I'm JT Fetch, and that's your Brooklyn Neighborhood Brief.
JT, thank you. Well, it's party time in Boerum Hill. Folks of all ages coming out in celebration of the Transit Museum's 40th anniversary. Taking a step back in New York City transit history, visitors were delighted with music and transportation games, all while being allowed to climb aboard 15 vintage subway and elevated cars, along with exploring a variety of exhibits dedicated to the rich and sprawling history of mass transportation right here in New York City.
So far, it has been awesome. I brought my granddaughter so she could see the old buses and trains, so just made a good day out of it. And it's wonderful.
And the festivities are not over. Later this month, fans can take a ride back in history as a selection of the museum's vintage fleet will be stationed at the Brighton Beach Station BQ platforms. Well, from watches to earrings to necklaces, an artist in Crown Heights is taking the skill and craft of beading to a whole new level. News 12 Brooklyn's Nicole Ryan shows us his work.
4, 5, 6, 7. Hold my needle, scoop them up, and then this is where you pull through.
You can call this a labor of love for Larry Brown.
Hold it in place, and then bring this back around. Hold it in place, and then they actually fall into place. And the piece is worn as such around your neck here. So it's more of a ceremonial piece, like this here. That's how the piece is basically worn. This takes about 6 months to do.
Brown makes all of his unique beaded pieces inside his home. He calls it ancestral beading.
Studying Native American art and African art and African beadwork and Native American beadwork, I've taken not their ideas, I've taken my ideas with their motivation.
He says he taught himself, never taking a class in the craft. The idea to start beading came to him in a dream. That was 32 years ago. Since then, he's made all types of unique pieces, jewelry and art, all inspired by African and Native American culture. And Larry's beadwork took him all the way to the movies, getting a special call from Spike Lee to make a unique piece of jewelry for the star in the movie Girl 6. This is the newspaper clipping from 1996, and that's Larry's design on the left.
This is a neck piece worn in the movie Girl 6 by the young lady playing the role of Cleopatra Jones.
Brown says each beaded ancestral artwork is made by hand using a loom, as unique as each person who requests his talent. Reporting from Crown Heights, Nicole Ryan, News 12 Brooklyn.
Impressive work. Thanks so much, Nicole. This is News 12 Brooklyn, and we are as local news gets. Coming up in sports, just one more day. Midwood Baseball is set to play for the city championship Monday night at Yankee Stadium. That story straight ahead.
The News 12 app is better than ever. Now you can listen to News 12 on the go with the new CarPlay feature. Just press the Listen to News 12 Live button on the News 12 app. Sync your phone to your car's Bluetooth system, and you've got News 12 whenever and wherever you need it.
It's 6:30 right now, and these are the stories we are following.
It's the 24-hour news you need to help you through your day. The News 12 app. It's as local news gets.
I wish she was still here because every time she came up, she would bring us toys, and for Easter, she would put the Easter eggs out, put money in them. I got involved in pancreatic cancer so other kids don't have to lose a relative. We walked for her to find a cure to raise money. Every time we walk, they do a different location. It's like a trail. We walk and then there's like this big festival there, and there's music, and you can get t-shirts, and they're like you take a photo with all your friends and family who's walking with your group. Well, I have a good feeling to do it because at the end of the walk there's lots of fun and games and all that. I would tell other kids to like have a bake sale to raise money, or ask their school to help them with something. You should do it so you can raise money. The money goes to try to help find a cure. We lost someone we love to pancreatic cancer.
Pancreatic cancer is why we walk.
Why we had a bake sale.
Why we organized a school fundraiser.
Pancreatic cancer is why the Lust Garden Foundation is funding research to find a cure.
And Cablevision support ensures that 100% of every donation to the foundation goes directly to research.
CurePC.org is the way to join the Lust Garden Foundation and Cablevision. Fight pancreatic cancer. Visit CurePC.org.
The News 12 app for your Droid. All your local news, weather, and traffic, plus live streaming of News 12. Download it today. It's free from Google Play. News 12, as local news gets.
Meteorologist Bill Corbell with you, checking the weather across Brooklyn and New York City, and what a day it was. Warm and kind of humid to start with, and the winds kicked in. It stayed warm all day, but the humidity dropped. And these were late afternoon temperatures, low 80s and upper 70s, not at all bad. Now, we do have a bit of a change coming up. Not much, though. I think it's going to turn a little cooler. We can see our close-up satellite radar view showing nothing whatsoever. There are some clouds not far north of here, and a few scattered ones may drift in this evening and early tonight, but any rain showers will stay far, far away. And you can see on Futurecast, as we roll through tonight and into mid-morning tomorrow, mainly clear skies across the area, so that looks good. Again, it will turn cooler. We'll be dropping down to the upper 50s to around 60 tonight. Still a bit of a breeze, but again, this is dry air, very refreshing. You can leave the air conditioners off and open the windows, get some fresh air in there. As we look ahead next 7 days, great weather. Temperatures upper 70s to around 80 right through next weekend. Very little chance of any rain ahead. Each day should have lots of sunshine. Enjoy what could be one of the best weeks we've had in a long time.
Bill, thanks so much. Meanwhile, MCU Park is home to the Brooklyn Cyclones, so it's used to hosting baseball games, but on Sunday, it was kickball that had players running around the bases, and it was about much more than just a game. News 12 Brooklyn's Tony Chow has more from MCU Park.
A laundry list of celebrities coming together for the first annual Kicks for Confidence charity kickball game. They ranged from NBA stars like Will Barton and Anthony Mason Jr. to rapper Jay Purz, all lending their celebrity spotlight to raise money for two nonprofits that provide programming and activities for kids. One of those groups, the Family on 3 Foundation, honors the late Anthony Mason Sr. They hope that by being up close and personal with these celebrities who grew up under similar circumstances, the kids will be inspired to reach for the stars.
I'm from some of the same places they're from. I've been through some of the things they're going through now, and I'm at a place where they're trying to get to. So, hopefully I can rub off a little bit on in a positive way.
So it's one thing when you say you go to a celebrity game. It's another thing when you say, I was on the field with someone I look up to, someone I saw on TV, someone I saw in the magazine. And that little note of confidence right there can let them do amazing things in their life.
I'm told they hope to use the proceeds from this event to hold even more events for kids this summer at MCU Park. Tony Chow, News 12 Brooklyn.
Right.
Tony, thanks so much. Kurt Sender here now with a look at sports, and that looks hard. I remember my kickball days back in middle school did not turn out as well as it did.
I was great at kickball back in the day anyway.
Well, you're just great at all things sports, Kurt.
All things sports, everything. But of course, we're going to start on a little somber note right now because the Mets took the field today without their manager. Terry Collins taken to the hospital in Milwaukee Sunday for tests after the skipper complained of feeling ill before the game. Now he's going to stay in the hospital overnight for further testing. So bench coach Dick Scott had to manage the team on Sunday. This game was not really fun to watch. 2 on, watch Steven Matz grab the bunt and low throw, gets away, 2-run score on the play, and it's 3-0 Brewers, who was down 5-2 in the 8th inning. Mets trying to come back. Yoenis Cespedes with the double to the gap. That cut the lead to 5-3. The Mets had a chance to make it even closer a couple batters later. Wilmer Flores with the liner to left. Ryan Braun needs a diving catch. He's got it. Mets fall in Milwaukee 5-3. Now the Yankees celebrating their 70th Old Timers Day on Sunday, welcoming back members of the 1996 championship team that won it all 20 years ago. But it was the birthday boy, Hideki Matsui, that really stole the show. One of the loudest ovations, however, going to number 51, Bernie Williams. Number 51. To the game, David Cone on the hill, and Hideki Matsui way out of here. To the second deck for the 42-year-old. Can he play first base? Godzilla showing he's still got it. Then we go to the real game, Yanks and Tigers. Now this is Michael Fulmer. He's the guy the Mets traded for Yoenis Cespedes last year. He was on point. Fans Carlos Beltran there, 6 shutout innings. And when the offense gives you nothing, you just can't have this. Ian Kinsler, a 2-run shot into the seats. Looks like the Yankees really could have used Matsui in the real game. They lose 4-1. Meanwhile, tomorrow, Yankee Stadium will get swarmed by Hornets. Midwood Baseball rolls into the Bronx, looking to win their first PSAL AAA City Championship. Midwood has been on an incredible run, the 10th-seeded Hornets beating Fort Hamilton in a 3-game series to earn a spot in the championship game. Matchup's going to be tough, though, taking on the top seed in the city, Tottenville from Staten Island. We'll have complete coverage from Yankee Stadium tomorrow night. Copa America, the last match for the USA in group play. A win would guarantee a spot in the quarterfinals. They took on Paraguay last night, late first half. Watch this cross into the box for Clint Dempsey. Buries it, and that is all the United States needed. They get the clean sheet, winning 1-0. And thanks to a Colombia loss, they win Group A and likely avoid Brazil in the next round. And the Liberty in San Antonio last night down 2 in the fourth quarter. Watch Kaya Stokes drives in for the tough finish, ties the game for 64. Liberty went on a 12-0 run to close this game out, and they go on to beat the Stars 90-75. Nice way to end the game there. And from the NBA, Draymond Green, the Warriors forward, suspended for Game 5 from a flagrant foul. So he's going to miss Game 5 as the Warriors try to close it out and win back-to-back NBA championships.
And I feel like some people might have predicted that.
Yeah, some people saw that one coming. So.
All right, Kurt, thanks so much. This is News 12 Brooklyn, and we are as local news gets. Let's take another look at our question of the day. Do you think enough is being done to control gun violence? Let us know what you think at news12.com or channel 612 on Optimum TV.
News 12 Brooklyn, as local news gets.